Today we took to the idea of Module 12 reflection and the safety behind the internet itself, because while the internet is an ever-growing field along with technology, the idea to stay safe on the internet is something that has to kind of work with that very ideal. So the first question is, using information from the provided resources, why is internet so safety as a rule in the educator? In today's day and age, like I said, internet has become the place to go. It is the end-all, tell-all of the technology age. This is where we go to interact socially with people on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and it is the very place that, with every grounds like this, there's room for corruption and room for things to become more violent. And with that, it becomes the sexual predation of, younger children or even, younger adults. And the same goes with the idea of cyberbullying, which has no doubt became much more prominent with the growing, age of technology. As internet continues to grow, cyberbullying grows with it. And with that comes the need to combat that very experience. And the first step in doing that is educating people that yes, cyberbullying exists, and yes, sexual predation on internet exists. And to get past that idea is the first step in combating the cyberbullying and that aspect that is there. Now, I'm not saying to grow all paranoid on whether every person you talk to on the internet is trying to sexually persuade you into meeting you or cyberbullying you, but it does exist. And learning the telltale signs and the obvious promotions that they are happening will lead to ways to combat that very problem. And it starts with the educators, it starts with the parents, it starts with the teachers, because they're the ones that bestow this information down onto the children. They have to set the example and show exactly where to go. When teaching children about internet safety, it's not a most comfortable thing in the world, because you are talking about sexualization and stuff like that. So you have to teach them the telltale signs as well. Teach them what they're looking for. They'll act like they're not listening, but in reality they're taking in what you're saying. It's just they're kids. So when teaching internet safety, you really have to crack down on the points about cyberbullying, because it has become a very big thing in today's age and age. And the idea that not everyone online is trying to be your friend. Not everyone online wants to be your friend. Some are trying to elicit you. And I'm not telling you to fear the internet, but instead bring a little bit of caution when using the internet, because when you're going through web page after web page in today's technology, I've dealt with this on a daily basis since I've grew up in with the internet and technology. There is a lot of ads and explicit stuff that try to coerce you into clicking them, and they'll throw anything at you that may cause you to click them, whether that be sexual desires or more monetary desires with you want a free iPad, click here to instantly install a virus, just give us your credit card and social security information. Teaching, it's hard to teach, because it almost takes a sense of trustworthiness to click on something like that and know that you can't trust sites like that. It's something that not so much taught but experienced after time, and that's really where the difficulty with safety on the internet really comes into value. Now, more of my thoughts on NetSmarts. It's a great way to teach educators. A lot of the stuff on there I grew up with, so I knew a lot of it, and like I said, it's more of experience than it can be taught. To me, it all seemed pretty common sense worthy, like, don't click on ads, don't do this, don't do that, watch your children, talk to them about the internet. It seems things that would be very straightforward, but it's not always straightforward. It's a lot easier said than done, honestly. Do you feel the training program is relevant to teachers? Of course, they need to be the ones that educate the students. Anything that helps, protect the students is necessary for an educator. the main points in the youth safety article were much like I've talked about here. Cyberbullying, sexual predation, and, you know, the kind of telltale signs, exactly what they are. You know, cyberbullying is, you know, when other people go online and they bully people. I mean, cyberbullying, bullying on the internet, or, yeah, the internet. And then, you know, sexual predation, when people elicit kids into, you know, maybe giving them plane tickets, gifts, stuff that to meet them in real life, and then, you know, taking advantage of that very aspect of them, you know, being naive and vulnerable, which is something that needs to be taught to kids, you know, decently early, because internet's going to be in their daily lives, whether you try to control or not. You know, internet's going to be there. You can, you know, not give your kid a phone, you cannot give them a computer, but one way or another, you know, they are going to get on the internet, and especially in today's society. And by completely alienating them from the internet, you are instead taking away their chance to learn about internet safety, I guess is what I'm trying to say. By trying to completely alienate them from the internet, you are instead not allowing them to experience the problems with the internet. Because the internet has so much potential, it has so much, you know, regard into where it can go and how much it can help people. But at that same time, it can also, you know, create a lot of problems and destruction. And it's a work-on basis. I learned a lot of stuff the hard way on the internet, and I think it's a great way to go about it. You know, teach them the telltale signs, teach them where not to go wrong, teach them the very bad aspects. But they're going to have to experience it too in order to, you know, fully comprehend what we're saying, because the internet is a constant growing field, and we can try to ignore it, we can try to hate on it, we can try to, you know, be paranoid of the internet, but it's always going to be there, and it's something that we're going to have to grow with, and you'll just continue to be cautious and create these precautions for children and future generations.